Okay, you have your chains made. Now you're going to half double crochet in the second chain from the hook and just half double crochet in each chain. Round one is done. You have your first row rather of half double crochet, and that's going to be the length of your boa. So you're going to chain one, turn, and just go back the other way, half double crochet in every stitch. Just keep half double crochet every one. This is row 2, and you're going to repeat that for row 3 and row 4. Once you have your 4 rows done, you're going to fasten off that and leave enough of a tail to weave in your ends. Now this is going to be the length of the boa. So it's going to go around the neck, and then these two on the ends is where you're going to sew the kitchen towel that you bought to match. So I want to check the gauge first. And it's just slightly over 1.5 inch with 4 rows. So we're pretty much on track so that our 10 rows will be 4 inches. So it should look like this. And the green's going to go in the middle to represent the sunflower stem. Okay, so we're not going to put an edging on it. So I want this last row that we worked, row 4, to be the edging. So I'm going to turn it around and work in the opposite side of the starting chain using these leftover loops here. And that's where we're going to put the green. We're going to put 2 rows of green to be the stem of the sunflower plant. And then that's going to be the foundation for sewing on the sunflowers that we make later on. So you just insert the hook in the first loop there. And this is the wrong side. So that now we're working on the right side. Chain 1 and half double crochet. And then I pull that little in tight. And then I'm going to half double crochet in every unused loop of the founding chain. And I'm also covering up the starting tail right there so I don't have to weave that in later on. And you just keep going. 1 half double crochet in each loop. And it's going to give you this pretty green stripe down the center. That's going to look like the stalk of the sunflower plant. Just keep going in half double crochet. This will be row 5. And that one doesn't look good, so I'm going to redo it. This will be row 5. And when you get to the end of row 5, chain 1, turn, and do another row of green. So 1 through 4 are your variegated. Flip the piece around. Rows 5 and 6 are green. Okay, you have row 1, 2, 3, 4 in the variegated yarn, and then 5 and 6 in the green yarn for the stem. And I'm going to show you how to change color. You work the half double crochet, but don't pull up the last loop. The last loop, pull up in your new color, and then pull through. And then just pull that a little tight, and then you can cut this and single crochet over the, half double crochet over the ends. Now, chain 1 and turn. Then you have 1, 2, 3, 4 here. You're going to have 4 more here. So this is row 7, 7, 8, 9, and 10 are chain 1, turn, half double crochet across. Now you're finished with the boa section, the middle section, and you have 4 rows variegated, 2 rows green for the stalk, 4 rows variegated. When you get to the end of this, you're just going to yarn over and pull through. To tie that off, I like to leave a nice long tail to weave in. And then you thread that tail through your yarn needle and go to the back side and just weave it through the loops like that. Just push it on through. Pull it tight, but not so tight that it bunches up. Just make it even, and then go back the other way. This is going to help secure it so that when it's washed, it doesn't come apart. And that one wants to stick a little bit. And then I go through, back through a 3rd time. And then when I come out, I like to come out in the middle of the yarn to hold it a little bit tighter. Then you can cut that off flush. Now starting on your sunflower, for the center you're going to use brown yarn. If you like to do the magic ring, that's fine. I like to do the chain 2, and it's going to be a typical circle with multiples of 7. So chain 2, 7 single crochet in the first one. Four, 5, 6, 7. You're going to work in continuous rounds without joining. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Round 2 is going to be 2 single crochet in each stitch. And you keep going around with 2 single crochet in each stitch until you have 14 single crochet at the end of round 2. At the end of round 2, you have 14 single crochet. So for round 3, you're going to do single crochet in one, 2 single crochet in the next, and repeat that pattern all the way around. So 1 in this, 2 in the next one, 1 in the next one, 2 in the next one, and you just keep going all the way around. 1 in the next one, 2 in the next one, and you'll have 7 repeats of that stitch. At the end of round 3, you have 21 stitches, and you're going to keep going without joining. Round 4 is single crochet in the next 2 stitches, 2 single crochet in the next stitch. So 1, 2 single crochets, then 2 in the next one, and you're going to repeat that stitch pattern 7 times around until you have 28 single crochet in round 4. At the end of round 4, that's where you join with a slip stitch, and then you're going to fasten off, and you want to leave a little, maybe a foot of yarn, so that you're going to be able to sew that onto your finished boa. Now here you have the brown center of your sunflower, and this is 28 stitches around because it's 4 rounds with 7 repeats of 7. Now I'm going to leave this hanging because I want that to sew the sunflower onto the boa, and I'm only going to work in the back loops on this round. So add the yellow, chain 1, and single crochet. Now you're going to go into the bottom of that single crochet because you're going to do the next 3 stitches are going to be foundation single crochet, which yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 1, and yarn over and pull through 2. So that makes you a single crochet with a foundation chain at the same time. And then you go through the 2, make sure you pick up 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2. Repeat it again. Yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2. Repeat one more time. Pull up those 2 loops. Yarn over 1, yarn over, pull through 2. Now you have your first single crochet and then 4 foundation single crochets in the base of this last one. You want to do 1, 2, 3 single crochet, and that makes the turn for your tip. And then you're going to single crochet in these 4, in the base of these 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And there's your petal. Now you're going to slip stitch in the back of the next brown single crochet, which will attach that one. Then you're going to slip stitch in the next one, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2. So you're just repeating that on each petal. Each petal is going to have 5 single crochet, then 3 in the tip, and then 4 coming back down. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more. Foundation. Single crochet. There's 5. And in the base of the 5th one, do 3 single crochet. Then coming back down, you're going to do 1 single crochet in each of the next 4 stitches. And then slip stitch in the back loop of the next single crochet. And you're going to repeat that around. You're using 2 stitches. You have 28 stitches, so that'll give you 14 petals on the back side. Okay, we have 14 petals now that are all done in the back loops. You're going to start working on the front petals now in the front loops, but before I do that, I'm going to pull up this loop because I want to block these petals. It'll be easier to block them 1 layer at a time. So, blocking is very easy. I'm just going to lay them down, and then I'm going to lay a wet cloth on top of it so I can just steam it a little bit. This cloth doesn't have to be soaking wet, just a little bit damp. And then you'll feel and you'll see the steam coming up off of them. And just tap them a little bit to steam them, and it lays them down in their proper places, and it makes them look a little bit neater. And then you're going to start on the front rounds. Now here's your front loops, but you want the petals to be a little bit offset, so the first loop I'm just going to slip stitch, and then the next loop, that way it starts here and ends here, and that will give you your petal right here in the middle of these two petals. And you do these petals just like you did the other ones in the back loop. Yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2. That's your foundation single crochet. Go into those 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2, and that gives you 2, 3, 4, 5. You have your 5 foundation single crochet in the base of the 5th one. Do 3 single crochet for the tip of your petal, and that leaves you with 1, 2, 3, 4 foundation single crochet. So you're going to single crochet 1 in each base. 1, 2, 3, 4. Slip stitch in your next front loop to anchor it. And this little petal is going to lay halfway between the back loop petals, and then you continue around until you have 14 petals in the front loops. Now I've come full circle, and I've got my back loop petals and my front loop petals, and then I'm going to join it right here in the first front loop petal with a slip stitch. And I also want to cut an adequate tail so that I can use that to sew the sunflower onto the boa. Now that you have the petals done in the front loops, you're going to block it the same way. Just press them down a little bit and put a damp cloth on top. And then just iron them a little bit. And you'll see a little bit of steam. And there you have your pretty little sunflower. Now next you need a nice cheerful towel that's going to match mine. I picked the yellow and white check because it's so cheery and it matches the sunflowers. And you're going to mark the center of it because you have to cut this in half. One half is going to go on each side of the boa. Now on the back side, I'm just going to mark it. Although this one is marked along this line, so I don't really need to mark it. But if you do need to, you could draw a line there. And then remove your pins and cut the towel in half. Now fold your towel so that the middles touch at the back. And then you're going to zigzag that edge. And then you're going to fold it in half again so that the centers touch in the back. And then zigzag it again, and that's going to be about 4 inches, or the same width as the crocheted part of the boa. And here you have your towel. that measures about 4 inches with your crocheted boa that measures almost 4 inches. So you're going to sew those, pin that, and sew those together. You can do that by machine or by hand.